This is an article from the Chicago Sun-Times, July 31st, 2006, and it's called Hawking a Little Culture on Maxwell Street. I'm going to be going to the Blues Bus on our tour, but first I want to look in on this article. It's about John Johnson, who runs the Blues Bus and sells CDs on Maxwell Street right by Roosevelt and Canal. And there's a quotation as we zero in here. And it says, "What's that playing?" I ask, a man sitting in the shade of the bus. "That's culture," he says. "That's American culture." He is surrounded by tables and racks of CDs. "You sell culture?" I ask. "These look like CDs. Our culture, yours and mine," he says. "Music is our bond." And now we go over a little bit farther. And he goes on to say, "Music brings us all together, Latinos, whites, African Americans." He says, "I like all kinds." And then later on it says, "But Johnson takes a particular pride in doing his part for the musical culture of Black America. The strongest thing that helps a black man keep his sanity is his culture," he says. "Culture is like air to a bird and water to a fish." So, definitely one of the interesting people on Maxwell Street, John Johnson, and his thoughts about culture and its importance are echoed by Corey Harris, a blues musician, in the PBS series The Blues. And I'm going to show a little clip from that now, and that's going to be followed by comments from a man in Africa in the same series, in the same program, about the importance of culture also. So let's take a look at that now.
There's an old African saying that the roots of a tree cast no shadow. That's how deep the blues goes. When you really listen to the music, you understand this is the one thing they could never take away from black people. He said it's like a whole library is burned up.
Exactly.
Yeah, and when he told me that, I was like, I understood a lot from that phrase.
It's true.
I'm his father. That people was, they came here in Africa to take people from Gore in Senegal, bring them to the plantation for them to work for them. You can take off people, you can take off his clothes, you can take off his shoes, you can take off his name and give him another name, like you like. The only things you cannot never take from him is his culture.
You know, I mean...
Now we're at Canal and Roosevelt. This is the new Maxwell Street Market. And right here is the Blues Bus. This is the Blues Bus. John Johnson is the owner.
Did you try to find a job?
He's got a John Lee Hooker song playing.
I said, yeah, I just can't find no job.
Sets and CDs and all kinds of blues and other types of music.
I was fine. I've been walking all
I want to see if John Johnson is there.
My wife looked funny.
There was an article sometime.
I said, yeah. Everybody's funny.
And John
I
was
said, you funny?
more than selling music, he's selling culture. That really struck me. That's why I had to come by and see John, because I think he's on the right track. And I think John
I go back towards the street.
the man in Africa says you can take
I tell those landladies,
different slaves, but you can't take their culture, you can't take their music. That's the one thing they can take.
I said, yes, I'm going to get the rest together. She said, yeah. I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to get it.
So can you kind of...
So, I think any and every citizen of America should always be concerned about America and the well-being of it and the healthiness of it with diversity, unity. So I'm that type of person. I got military experience, I've been in the military, and I'm a true-blooded American, 100%. And so, like, So what I do here is not just money. I'm concerned about the culture. I'm concerned about the people that pass by me. And so I try to deal with my music in a way. Well, Muddy Waters them did the same thing. The Rolling Stones came and got Muddy Waters. They recognized his talent. So music itself is kind of like fire. It's neither positive or negative. And the use of it will determine the reaction and the consequence of what the music does. Understand what I'm saying? So music back there with black Americans in the 30s and in the 20s, illiterate, couldn't read or write, but they were able to reach their white brothers in a way that they weren't able to reach a dialogue and a conversation. It broke down barriers.
What he did is said the blues is the roots and the rest is the fruits. You know, the blues is such a big influence.
Right.
I don't want to take too much of your time, John. I got two more sets for you. Another good blues song.
Okay, I appreciate that too,
All right.
guys.
Okay, God bless you, brother.
God bless you, brother. Appreciate it. Nice talking with you.